What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Cobwebs channel where we are dusting off old movies. My name is Daniel, and if this is your first time, this is the movie channel where we talk about movies, but mostly old movies and sometimes new movies with a lens of the past on the kind of old movies that they were influenced by. Love talking about Blu-rays, recommending movies, and even reviewing them sometimes. And today, we're going to be doing a haul video for my Kino Lorber Blu-ray haul from the Winter Wonderland sale. Part 1. Technically, I did 2 orders, and I seriously thought about waiting for the second order to come and do one big video, but I just put in that second order a couple of days ago, so it's going to be a while. I couldn't wait. Let's dig into this thing. Now, I ordered 7 movies for this order altogether, so we're going to be talking about 7 films. A few of them I have seen before and just wanted to own on Blu-ray for the first time, and a few of them are blind buys, because I love blind buying from Kino Lorber and seeing movies for the first time. So we got a receipt right there, and we're just going to talk about them in the order that I picked them up. Oh, fantastic start. So first of all, Day of the Outlaw. Day of the Outlaw is a movie that is one of my favorite discoveries of the year, really. I have seen it before, but just on streaming. And it's a Western from 1959. Yes, 1959, starring Robert Ryan. And who else? Oh, Burl Ives. Absolutely, Burl Ives. And it's about Robert Ryan is kind of set up as the bad guy of this movie, of this Western. And he's going to have a shootout with this other guy who he won't let his cattle get onto his land. And he seems like a real jerk. But just as they're about to have this shootout, Burl Ives and his gang come in. I'm going to open this thing up. And Burl Ives and his gang are just the worst people in the world. And because these guys are so bad, they're on the run from the law, they're taking over the town. Robert Ryan is sort of forced into the hero role just because he's the one guy who can hold these guys off. And it's a very intense Western. I just want to check if there is alternate cover art. There is not. It's a very intense Western. One of my favorites that I've seen recently. So I highly recommend Day of the Outlaw. As far as special features, it's got an audio commentary by film historian Jeremy Arnold and a theatrical trailer. Yeah, it's such a cool movie. There's the cover a little bit more clearer. Bit of a salacious cover. Gotta love that. Okay, next up we've got The Lost Weekend. Very excited about this movie. This is a Billy Wilder film. It's actually one of the favorite movies of my good friend Chris Hurtado, who's over at the Hurtastic Reviews YouTube channel. This is one of his favorite classic films. It's starring Ray Milland, directed by Billy Wilder. It won Best Picture, and it's about Ray Milland, and he is an alcoholic. That is what I know about it. Let's see what it says on the back. An uncompromising look at the devastating effects of alcoholism. The Lost Weekend was almost never released because of the poor reception by preview audiences unaccustomed to such stark realism from Hollywood. It has since gone on to be regarded as one of the all-time great dramas in movie history, featuring Milland's haunting portrayal of a would-be writer's dissatisfaction with life that leads to a self-destructive 3-day binge. Man, I'm very excited to watch this. Big Oscar movie from 1945, but it is only an hour and 41 minutes. So nice, quick length. No alternate art, as you can see there. As far as special features, it's got an audio commentary by film historian Joseph McBride. It's got the radio adaptation. That's very interesting. The trailers from Hell with Mark Pellington and a theatrical trailer. So I've been meaning to watch this movie for such a long time. I believe it's a noir, or at least you could probably classify it as a noir. And I absolutely love noir films. I actually did my top 10 noir films a little while ago. I'll put the link in the description below of this video. But yeah, that's The Lost Weekend. Finally going to watch that movie. That's so fun. By the way, speaking of past videos, I also did a complete collection video of all my Kino Lorber Blu-rays. So you can check that out on the channel as well. Next up, The Big Country. This is one that I have seen before. One of my favorite Westerns. It's from 1958. It's starring Gregory Peck. It's a 2.5-hour kind of epic movie. Gregory Peck is a man who's just coming home to his fiance, who's played by Carol Baker. That's right. And he's going to live on this farm, but he's kind of a Captain America-like character where he's an incredibly good person, but he's surrounded by a lot of corruption in the world around him. And this movie is all about how he deals with it, how he deals with bullies, how he deals with bad guys, how he deals with his love life that's kind of falling apart, and maybe he's falling in love with another woman. And it's starring Gregory Peck, Gene Simmons, Carol Baker, Charlton Heston, and Burl Ives, another Burl Ives movie. This is just a big, beautiful, colorful 50s Western with an amazing budget. Definitely not one of those quickie little Westerns. And like I said, 2.5 hours, so it's a little bit longer. But honestly, when this movie ended, when I first saw it, I kind of just wanted it to keep going. It could have been longer for me. I thought it was just such a gripping story. Check if there is alternate artwork. There actually is. That's very exciting. Oh, I've seen that poster before. Yeah, so that is an alternate poster of the film. So you can have that, or you can have that. That's kind of a tough decision. You know what? I'm going to keep it for now. Gosh, you know, one day my future kids are going to say, Dad, can we watch 50s Westerns in beautiful HD? And I will be ready. I'll have tons of these movies. So as far as special features, we got an audio commentary by film historian Sir Christopher Frayling. That sounds prestigious. We got a Sir in here. Let's see. We got a 60-minute documentary about William Wyler. That's right. This is a William Wyler film. And an hour-long documentary about him. That is awesome. Like, that is a way higher caliber special feature that I'm used to getting with Kino Lorber, even though I love them. It's got outtakes of the documentary. Interesting. Interviews with Cecilia Peck, Carrie Peck, and Tony Peck. Relatives of Gregory Peck, I assume. Interview with Fraser C. Heston. Interview with Catherine Weiler. Fun in the Country featurette. Larry Cohen on Chuck Connors. That's awesome. Yeah, Chuck Connors is in this movie. Yeah, he's not on the cover, so I didn't say that. But yes, he is in this movie, and he's great. Image galleries, theatrical trailer, and TV spots. So that's just phenomenal. The Big Country. So happy to have that now. Okay, next up. Oh, man, I'm really excited about this one. Never seen it. This is Treasure of the Four Crowns in 3D. This is what I've heard is it's an Indiana Jones ripoff from 1983. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is coming out this June. And almost against my better judgment, I'm very excited for that movie. When I saw the trailer, I just kind of melted. I was like, I didn't know I needed another Indiana Jones movie, but I think I do. And around that time, I want to do a video on Indiana Jones ripoffs. So I got this so that I can watch it for that purpose. So we'll definitely be talking about this in a future video later on in 2023. But I want to tell you a little bit what it's about. It says when a set of mystical artifacts falls into the hands of a diabolic cult leader with plans for world domination, it's up to the devil-may-care GT Stryker to reclaim them. Together with a ragtag team of mercenaries, Stryker must battle terrifying natural and supernatural enemies within a fortress-like temple where the stakes may be nothing less than the balance between good and evil. Very excited about this. It is directed by Fernando Baldi, so I think it's a spaghetti western kind of director. Yes, he actually directed Django Prepare a Coffin. It's got an Ennio Morricone score, the guy who did the score for The Thing, The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, The Hateful Eight. Amazing, man, that one. Let's see, eye-popping 3D restoration by 3D Archive. That's awesome. And I bet this is the kind of movie that we're going to get alternate cover art for. Okay. No, we don't have any alternate cover art, but we do have red and blue 3D glasses, so I don't need an actual 3D player and 3D TV to watch it in 3D, which is good because I don't have one and they don't make them anymore. But that is Treasure of the Four Crowns. I love to get old movies on Kino Lorber, like really old movies is what I mean. This is an old movie too. But I also love to get some cheesy 80s stuff. Cheesy 80s horror, 80s action. I love that kind of thing. So very excited to watch that. Next up, Quantes. This movie I'm so pumped about. I heard this talked about by, I believe his name is Joe Madry. He wrote a book about Westerns. And I can't remember if I heard him talk about it on a podcast, because I've heard him on podcasts, or if I read about it in his book. But he recommended it. And the cast really intrigues me. It's got Fred McMurray and Dorothy Malone. Fred McMurray, I grew up with because of the show My Three Sons, where he plays the greatest dad. But then I came to find he did a lot of darker roles in the 40s and 50s, like Double Indemnity, especially. This is a Western from 1957. I understand it's about a gang who, after some kind of robbery, comes into a town called Quantes, and they hide out. It actually sounds a little bit like Yellow Sky, which is a 40s Western. I believe it's 40s, with Gregory Peck. If you've seen that movie, sounds kind of like that. Let's see, who directed this one? Directed by Harry Keller. I don't know him by name. It says screen legend Fred McMurray stars as John Coventry. The leader of a gang of robbers trying to escape across the Mexican border. The outlaws manage to elude the law and navigate the rough terrain, but the flight comes to dangerous halt in the mysterious abandoned town of Quantes. Yeah, that basically sounds like what I said. So I would love to see Fred McMurray in a darker role as the leader of a Western gang. Dorothy Malone, I don't know her very well, but I know she was in a lot of Douglas Sirk movies. I'm trying to get more into Douglas Sirk recently, especially his melodramas. And but she is the bookstore owner or operator in The Big Sleep, who Humphrey Bogart has a very sexy scene with. So if you've seen The Big Sleep, and I'm sure you remember that scene, that's Dorothy Malone. So very excited to watch her in this. I seriously doubt this one would be one with alternate cover art, but we will check. But in the meantime, I will tell you it's got special features, audio commentary by film historian Toby Rohn, and a theatrical trailer. Very cool. No alternate cover art. No worries. I'm super excited to watch Quantes. You will hear about all these movies, my actual reviews of them, in future videos. So another I got a lot of Westerns this time. Horizons West. I don't know what this is about. I got this entirely because of the cast, because it's Robert Ryan, Julia Adams, and Rock Hudson. Huge fan of all those people. Robert Ryan, star of Day of the Outlaw, which I just talked about. He's also in, he plays supporting roles in, kind of a co-lead role in The Wild Bunch and in Bad Time at Black Rock. Is that what that movie's called with Spencer Tracy? I think I have it. Black Rock something. But Julia Adams, of course, is the leading lady in The Creature from the Black Lagoon, but she was also in a lot of other Westerns, Bend of the River she's in, and Man from Alamo. I love both those movies. And then, of course, Rock Hudson, just awesome. Rock Hudson's the best, right? We all love him. Let's see. Oh my God, this is a Bud Bedecker movie. That is a live reaction. Like, trailer reaction videos, everybody goes to those. How about Bud Bedecker reaction videos? I didn't know this was a Bedecker movie. Bud Bedecker, he directed all those movies with, not all those movies, a lot of movies with Randolph Scott, like The Tall T and Ride Lonesome. Did an incredible run of Westerns, and Man from Alamo, which I just mentioned. So this is a Bedecker movie. I couldn't be happier about that. Let's see. Comes this classic Western starring screen legends, the people I just talked about. Post-Civil War Texas hosts a classic tale of brother against brother. After returning from the war, Robert Ryan's character sees his high hopes fall apart under the pressure of gambling debts. He turns to a life of crime, pitted him against his younger brother, Rock Hudson, the new local marshal. Oh my God, that sounds like an amazing plot. Like one guy, Robert Ryan, who's great at darker roles, falls into gambling debts, has to become a criminal against his brother, Rock Hudson, who's the sheriff. Man, that just sounds so awesome. No alternate art, no surprise there. It's got an audio commentary by film historian Toby Rohn, like Quantes, and theatrical trailer. So that's Horizons West. As you can see, I'm super pumped about that. Yeah, speaking of Rock Hudson, come September, a movie I have seen before because I have this 6-pack of Rock Hudson comedies that I actually got at Walmart on DVD. So sometimes Walmart has some good finds. But Kino Lorber's been putting all of those. You know what? Let me just show that to you. Where is it at? Okay, yeah. So I've got this DVD set, Rock Hudson 6-movie comedy collection. It's been a really good time, but Kino Lorber's been releasing all those movies on Blu-ray. And this is one of my favorites, probably my favorite I've seen from that set so far. Had to upgrade it to blue. So this is come September. Super fun plot. It's got Rock Hudson, Gina Lollobrigida, I believe is how you say her name, Sandra Dee, and Bobby Darin. I love Bobby Darin as a singer, and when he pops up in movies, that's always fun. So Rock Hudson is this super rich American guy who has a villa, who owns a villa in Italy that he goes to stay 1 month out of the year for vacation. Gina Lollobrigida plays his girlfriend while he's in Italy. Not the rest of the time. He just likes to have fun with her when he goes to Italy. But he comes to Italy kind of unexpected when he doesn't normally come. And he finds a couple of things that really surprise him. One, his girlfriend is getting engaged. She's tired of just hanging out with him 1 month out of the year. She wants marriage. She's tired of waiting for him to commit. So she got engaged to somebody else. And his butler, who runs his villa in Italy, has been using it as a hotel. Essentially, to put it in modern terms, he's Airbnb-ing it. He turned it into an Airbnb, and he's renting it out to people, making a ton of money on the side. So Rock Hudson comes to his villa and finds it's inhabited by a whole bunch of college girls who are staying there for the summer. And then Bobby Darin leads a group of guys who are all trying to get with those girls. Rock Hudson, he lets them stay there, and he falls into a fatherly protective role for these girls and kind of like helping them against Bobby Darin and his gang of dudes. And then all the while, there's a lot of romantic comedy stuff going on with Gina's character. So it's an incredibly funny movie, super charming, great actors. Bobby Darin sings a song in it. Makes you feel like you're taking a vacation to Italy because the locations are so beautiful. This is just the kind of like super crowd pleasing movie that's just so pleasant and fun that they don't make enough. And I love Come September. It's got an audio commentary by film historian David Del Valle and filmmaker David DeCoteau, and a theatrical trailer. It's directed by Robert Mulligan, by the way. Robert Mulligan directed Love with the Proper Stranger with Steve McQueen and Natalie Wood, and that's one of my favorite releases from Kino Lorber, so I couldn't recommend this movie enough. So that is all of the movies for part 1. We got, you know what, let's just go through them all one more time. Come September, Horizons West, Quantes, Treasure of the Four Crowns, The Big Country, The Lost Weekend, and Day of the Outlaw. I'm super happy with this. So tell me, what movies in here have you seen? What's your favorite? What movies are the ones that I haven't seen do you highly recommend to me? And most importantly, what did you pick up in the Kino Lorber Winter Wonderland sale? Let me know in the comments below so we can talk. Give me a like and a subscribe if you like videos like this. Certainly appreciate it. It helps the channel out quite a bit. And stay tuned for part 2 where we'll talk about the rest of my order. I'll see you then.